We are heading back to the mirror, doing that imposter syndrome work, understanding that there need not be imposter syndrome. There need not be imposter syndrome. For those of you who are joining me here at the first time, hi, my name is Michelle Dominique, and I deal with emotional wellness coaching. Please look on my previous videos where I talk about what mirror work is and the importance of it. So today we're going to jump right into it. We're following up on yesterday's video about mirror work, helping you with fighting the imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome, for those of you who may not know, is the desire to show up as someone else because obviously they're better than you. Maybe it's good intention, that fake it till you make it, or showing up bigger than you are, which is okay to head in a direction. I mean, no one wants to show up small. As I said in the last video, you should be showing up with main character energy in your life every day. But that's different from not being good with where you are. Skill set, one thing. Yeah, you want to aim higher, but you need to be grateful for where you are. That stops the imposter syndrome because as a person, let's just talk about this. We'll hold on the mirror work. You came here, contrary to what you may think, you came here with a unique skill set. 60 billion people on the planet, and you may have the same skills as someone, but your ability to deliver them in this earth is different. You are not a duplicate. Your fingerprints aren't even a duplicate. That should tell you. That right there should tell you there's something different from you. Are there a lot of coaches? Yes. My clients would not go to any of them. I am uniquely positioned for my clients. I am uniquely, the way words come out of my mouth, the way I share my stories, the way I flow in my coaching to make it so personal and relatable, the authenticity, the way I share freely and openly all of my stories, all of my struggles. That's what endears my clients to me. Many of my clients have come to me at least 5 years. Some of them were going on 12 years, over a decade. Whether they started off as my massage clients or my lymphatic clients and transitioned with me into coaching, or if they are just my lymphatic clients or just my coaching clients. They can get that anywhere. And many of them drive a little piece to come and see me. By the way, when I changed my office, they still came to see me. I had to realize that as I'm gaining skills and growing in my skill set, although that's beneficial to them, my throat is so dry, I forgot the water. But although my skills and what I'm learning really helps them, it's me they come for. It took me a while to realize that. I'm not saying that from a place that, yeah, they come to see me. No, I had to realize, and this is why I'm being open and honest and transparent with you, being hot off the press here, is that I had to realize that where I was, as I was moving forward in my training, as I was moving forward in my healing, because that's where both my health coaching and my emotional wellness coaching stemmed from healing me, healing me, healing, healing me first. That's where that came from. And it was something that each of those people who work with me could relate to. When I call you the next month and say, hey, it's time for your monthly maintenance session, come in, they appreciate that. I had to see that. It's like, Lord, I don't want them to think I'm trying to get their money. No, I have had people tell me, oh, thank you so much. Because if you hadn't called me back, I wouldn't have called. Or thank you so much because my back just started hurting yesterday. So this is very timely, right? They got the fact of what I was trying to get over. Look, I say it all the time. Listen to the signs and signals your body sends you so you can stay out of the doctor's office and off the surgery table. And they respect that. And they feel that I feel that way about them. They understand and appreciate that when they come, I give my all to keep them functioning in their family, in their lives. They don't see it as she just want my money. But I did. I had to. That was my imposter. Like I just couldn't reconcile that they saw what I was trying to do. I had that little voice in my head like, they don't think you're just trying to get their money. You keep calling them every month. I bring something to the table. There are 6,000 million massage therapists. There are, well, maybe only 1,000 million lymphatic therapists. Lord knows there are a plethora of coaches of all variety, athletic and non, right? But it's my delivery, my authenticity, my backstory, and my environment. Clients love coming to my place. They love my French bulldog. They get a kick out of him because he's a riot, but they like the ambiance that I've created. That is uniquely mine. That's how I show up. That's how I show up. I recently had the opportunity to travel with a client. I've started traveling with her for her services to keep her on track. And she said, you have your own timing. Like you have a clock somewhere in your head that just doesn't register anywhere else, isn't it? And I was like, yeah, that's a good definition. I'm going to go ahead and accept that. I think that was her way of saying, a nice way of saying eccentric, but it's true. So, and she realizes that about me. She's like, that explains so much now. I see so much about you now, but it is what it is. I am who I am. It's just like, take it or leave it. But do know when you come, I'm bringing my best. Like I'm not holding back, and my clients know that, and they love that. And because they love that, it allows me to just be more of me, because that was how I was put here. Quirky and different, it is. I am. But you know what the funny part is? So are they. So I like to say like attracts like. That's kind of why I have to work for myself. My people, they won't find me in places like that because I can't be my authentic self. I'm on a schedule and my folks aren't like that. It's a whole vibe when you come here. It's like a visitation. I'm happy you're here. You're happy you're here. We're going to have some fun and get some work done. It's not work for me when they're here. It's just, hey, that's my friend. Let me help her feel better. That's what's meant by having main character energy in your life. That's what takes you away from being an imposter. When you show up as you, first with your personality. I know some places you go, that's not the case. Every place doesn't want my personality. So if I have to go somewhere, a seminar or something, I don't get to be all of me, but I'm also not going to be none of me. What I mean is, if you're going to ask me a question, you're going to get the me version of it. It's not, I no longer fit myself into molds. If anything, I'll just be quiet. But I'm past fitting in. I grew out of that, literally and figuratively. And so when we're dealing with imposter syndrome, that's a good place to start. Are you okay with the authentic you? That's the question. And here's the deal. I grow daily. Like I am so I have not arrived. But the place where I am now, I was elevated out of my trauma because I didn't want to stay in it, because it wasn't serving me, because deep down inherently I knew. I don't know why the trauma happened. I don't know why the traumatic situations with an S happened over and over throughout my life. But what I did know was I wasn't going to participate in it anymore. And what I did know was that I didn't know how much, like how long am I going to live? Am I going to live to 100, or if I'm going to live to 60, or I'm going to live to, but however I'm going to live, however long I am going to live, the operative word is live. I'm going to live. I'm going to live with the quirkiness and the characters and the, and the idiosyncrasies and I'm going to be that. And I'm going to find a place where that fits in. And every day I strive to be better on the next day. Because, some days like today, last week, Mercury went in retrograde and I went right with it. Before I realized, that's why you got to know these things. Before I realized Mercury was in retrograde, I had then opened my mouth on a situation that I probably should have gone inner with, but I went outer first, out of response, because we all do that. See, I strive to bring you the best version of myself today. Today. The long term is to get better, but right now I can only show up and be me today. And sometimes, like last week, when I opened my mouth before I engaged my brain, because I know it's just a frustration, it's just an irritation. And if I had sat on it a little longer, I could have worked it through, but opened it up. And now I'm dealing with all kind of, having to go back and forth, which is stealing my peace a little bit because I should have just sat on that. But you know what? Even then, how going back and looking, now how could I have handled that differently? That's being the best version of yourself. We have some fake, being the best version of yourself is every day you show up on it. I don't do that. That's not my version of best. Every day I attempt to not set somebody off unnecessarily who may not be as evolved as I am. So that way I have a little bit more training on how to deal with things. So I'll sit with it before I externalize it so that the other person, it could be better for them because maybe they don't know how to process, right? But knowing that just right there, that's the best version you're going to get of me, is me trying. That's it. So don't let things like I'm showing up the best version of myself make you feel like you're an imposter because you are not there. You have not arrived. That's not what that should mean. Doesn't mean that to me, and I invite you to not let that mean that to you. So let's take it to the mirror. Hey girl, I see you. Ooh, it was a bad week. It was a rough one last week, but that's all right. We have come to ourselves. We have realized the error of our ways, and we are working on that. The lesson that we have learned from that is when you engage out of emotion, the repercussion is the loss of peace. And over the last couple of days, we've lost our peace having to deal with something that could have been in the email, right? So today I commit to being the best version of myself, authentic and genuine, as I work through those not perfected parts of me. And tomorrow, because I dare to stand up and work through those not perfected parts of me. Yeah. And to commit to finding out for the rest of the year when Mercury goes into retrograde so I could be ready. I commit to tomorrow being a better version than I was today. And that's the best that I can do. But you know what? That's good. That's good. Good for you, girl. Love you. Enjoy your mirror work session. Acknowledge who you are, what you bring into this universe that no one else can bring. And then just commit every day to be a little bit better. And on the days that you fall short, just start again the next day, being the best version of yourself. But more importantly, being your authentic self. And that's how you fight imposter syndrome. If you want to schedule a session with me, and I invite you to an exploratory session to see if we would be a good pairing of emotional wellness coach and emotional wellness client. Are you ready to become emotionally responsible? Reach out to me. I look forward to helping you become the best version of yourself.